Hello, my name is Alex and welcome to PrepperAlex. Today we're going to be on the topic of UK's law on knives, owning knives, carrying knives, and all the other such things, banned knives, and things you can't own in general. Now, the reason I'm doing this topic is mainly because I've noticed people inside the UK, and even, well, of course outside the UK, don't really understand how strict the law actually is on owning, carrying knives, in general. It's definitely got a lot stricter over time, and I feel it's just an interesting topic to go off, so people in America, for instance, can see just how, well, honestly stupid it is in Britain and how strict they are against knives. Now, this is completely my opinion. I'm not gonna, go to government and riot about any of this or something. It's just completely a topic I wanted to talk about, since and there's some things I don't think is really needed. So, to start off with, we're gonna just talk about the basic laws against knives. Now, here are just some things which are illegal. Some of them are obvious, and some of them I do actually agree with, but some of them we just need to think about. So, first one, which is actually in bold: it is illegal to sell any knife of any sort, including cutlery and kitchen knives, to anyone under 18. I agree to this, of course. Selling any sort of sharp object to someone under 18, like myself, is pretty stupid. You should not do that. Not that I'm not trustable, but of course there are people under the age of 18 which are certainly not trusted with any sort of sharp object. But there are also people over 18 who could probably buy them for someone under 18, or people over 18 which are just as worse. It's just life. Everyone is different, but that I sort of agree with. I think that's an okay law, but the whole kitchen knife bit, that's going a bit far. By cutlery and kitchen knives, though, they literally mean everything inside the kitchen. So you know how you have spoons and then there's really blunt knives? Yeah, you can't buy them unless you're 18. That I've recently found out, so I went to the shop, and out of curiosity before making this video, I looked. And yeah, you can't buy kitchen knives. They're extremely blunt ones which they can't even be used with food. They could barely cut a fucking chip. So, you know. Yep, have to be 18, so anyway, going on to the next one. Carry a knife in public without good reason, unless it's a knife with a folding blade, 3 inches long, 7.62 centimeters or less. Example, a Swiss Army knife. This is when things get a bit complicated, because you cannot carry a knife in public, no matter what it is, unless it's folding and 3 inches long blade-wise. Now, this is 3 inches. I've got it here. If you can see that. Yep. Now, just for comparison, this is an iPhone 5. Yep. That ain't gonna do much to anyone, or to anything, or to people who work. That is not. That's just. I mean, it does look kind of big. That's why I got the phone. But if you get your phone, if you have an iPhone, you can just see that that's barely halfway. It is really a tiny blade we're talking about here. So it can be a folding knife, like a Swiss Army knife. Now, those are the things with all the tools and stuff on. I'm sure you know this. So you can carry them, and as long as the blade is that or shorter, I doubt you can even get shorter, really, and you're okay. But this whole good reason bit, we're going to go to good reasons which you can use for carrying a knife in court. So here are just some. Taking knives you use at work and to from work. So, for example, if you work in carpentry, you may use a knife there. All sorts, really. There are a lot of jobs which just generally use a knife. Like me, I use standard knives at my workplace. Cutting opening boxes, taking off the plastic wrap, everything, really. They're just generally useful item. It's a sharp bit of metal, you know. It's just useful. It's like scissors, you know. They're useful. They're a tool. So yeah, that's a good reason you can use in court. So you're not just going to say that to police and they're going to let you go. No, you're saying that in court, and court will judge if that's good enough reason. So if they think it's not, then where is it? It is 4 years in prison and a fine of £5,000. Now, just to quickly convert that for you at this current uploading state, that in dollars is $7,000 you would have to pay, and 4 years in prison just for owning a blade over 3 inches, or they don't find your reason good enough. Yeah. Oh yeah, and also if it's not folding, because that is just, you know, worst thing ever apparently. So let's see what else. Another good reason: you're taking knives to a gallery or museum to be exhibited. So I find that really hard to believe. Like, this again is one you have to talk about in court, because I can imagine someone just walking around, especially where I am. There is no museums, no galleries in my place, so someone just walking around with a knife and saying that as an excuse is just plain stupid, and I'm sure court would not take that, but apparently that is a valid reason. Let's go on to the next one. The knife is going to be used for theatre, film, television, historical reenactment, or religious purposes. Example, the kirpan some Sikhs carry. So, if you don't know about religion, the Sikhs, they carry this sort of like curved blade. I'm not really in religion, so don't, you know, get offended or anything if I say something wrong. But that is completely fine to carry. Okay, I won't say any more. And as long as it's going to be used for theatre, so if you're going to go and use a real sharp blade in theatre, apparently that's fine. Okay. In film, there are not many film industries around here. There's not a lot of actors. So, okay. Television, nope. Historical reenactment. Right, okay, I'm going to go behead someone in the street for historical reenactment. That's my excuse. I'm sorry about that. And, yeah, of course, religious purposes. So, that's kind of just something they've added to the end, I feel, just to sort of, like, sort some things out. Because I bet that's one of the massive things they get, you know. That's mainly for famous people, sort of like people who are on television a lot, especially news reporters. So, that's just sort of like a get-out-of-jail card for them, I suppose. Let's see some other things which are illegal. Here we are. Carry, buy, or sell any type of band knife. The list of banned knives are below. So this is when things get bloody crazy. So this is all of the illegal knives you can own in Britain. Owning any of these knives is apparently just prison and a fine. Because a knife which apparently which is fixed, to a knife which flips out is just a massive difference. And also apparently a knife which flips out from here, which can be assisted or pulled out, but then a knife which has the blade inside it and then you push a button and then it comes out, that is just suddenly like a whole different level of illegal. You can't have that. Are you mad? So let's have a look here. Flick knives, switchblades or automatic knives, where the blade is hidden inside the handle and shoots out when a button is pressed. So that was what I was on about before. You're allowed to have knives which come out the side when you pull it, but apparently having one which you push a button and the blade comes out, that is suddenly worse. I have no idea how, in which way, because I'm sure if someone wanted to kill someone with a knife, it really wouldn't matter which knife they had in that situation. They'll probably just pull it out the side behind their jacket, or just push a button. You know, seriously, it's just stupid. Butterfly knives. Now this, where the blade is hidden inside a handle that splits into two around it like wings. So if you've never seen a butterfly knife, it's sort of like two pieces, you open it and then a knife's in the middle. And you could do all sorts of tricks and things with it, and I find ban on these are actually banned in a lot of places, not just Britain, but I find the ban on these in general to be pretty stupid because, well, in all defense of law and things, they're not work items, they're not tools, they are generally used for legal activities. However, they're just an interesting design. I mean, all the tricks and things you could do with them, but okay, in their defense, you could keep them banned, okay? There you go. Disguised knives, a sample where the blade is hidden inside a belt buckle or fake mobile phone. So, those little, like, flimsy Chinese card knives where you, like, fold it up and then a knife's in it. No, okay, you can't have them. Those are just, you can't have it for self-defense, you can't have it for any reason at all. Even though, in the end, those are crap. Even in self-defense situations, they won't do anything, so I find them stupid in the first place. They're just crap knives, so you know what? Ban them, okay? Good for you. Gravity knives, those are just ones where they sort of like gravity-assisted ones. Exactly the same as ones where you pull them out manually, in my opinion. But okay, yeah, sure, have them banned. Samurai swords, okay, well, here we go. With some exceptions, including antiques and swords made to traditional methods before 1954. So it is completely legal to own a real Japanese sword which really hurts people, but as soon as you buy a cheap Japanese knockoff which probably couldn't hurt anyone if you hit a loaf of bread with it, that's just fucking hell, man. You can't have that. What, are you mad? So you can't own samurai swords. I mean, how many people do you see walking down, which people who own samurai swords, how many people of those people do you see holding them outside? I mean, you probably see them on cartoons and anime and stuff, but you don't see it happen in real life. Maybe for comic conventions and cosplay, but you don't see it. You just don't see it happen. And in all honesty, again, if someone was to kill someone, they would use a knife. They wouldn't use a fucking samurai sword, you know? It's just, I find that band stupid, because since they're mainly just collecting. But okay, yeah, sure. Someone could just walk out on the street with a fucking samurai sword and kill someone, you know? Okay, yeah, sure. Hand or foot claws, yeah, that I find that a bit stupid. I don't see why they exist in the first place. So, okay, fair enough, you can ban them. Push daggers, those are the ones where they like, I don't need to explain, just push daggers, you know? So, those are banned. That's apparently a massive difference to all the other ones. What else? Shurikens. Yeah, those are banned for stupid reasons, since shurikens were mainly used to make sound, not to hurt people. You would chuck them on a tree or something, and it would make a sound. It would distract people. They were never made to be chucked at someone to hurt them. And you can see that on channels such as like Zombie Go Boom and things like that. They don't do anything. So I don't again, those are collector's items anyway. No one's gonna go out in the street and chuck a shuriken at someone. It's just, you know, fucking hell. Yeah. So and all this other stuff. But yeah, it's all these things. I'm going to have to end it here because I wanted to keep it under a 15-minute schedule, but all these things are just terrible, and that's UK law. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and hopefully this was informative at how strict the UK laws are. Maybe I'll make another video. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.